The Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, Lord.
Pilate entered the headquarters again, summoned Jesus and asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered, "Do you ask this on your own, or did others tell you about me?" Pilate replied, "I am not a Jew, am I? Your own nation and the chief priests have handed you over to me. What have you done?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not from this world. If my kingdom were from this world, my followers would be fighting to keep me from being handed over to the authorities. But as it is, my kingdom is not from here." Pilate asked him, "So you are a king?" Jesus answered, "You say that I am a king. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice." The gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated. Some of you may not like to hear what I'm going to say, but I love snow. I love how that beautiful white blanket of snow goes over that dreary November terrain. And I love how the Christmas lights glisten in the softness of the snow. And I love to go cross-country skiing, but I haven't gone for a while, and hiking and walking in the snow when it's not blowing too much. And I can't wait to try out that huge hill at Fox River Grove with sledding. And I can always go for a good snowball fight or building a snowman. So growing up, there was a game that I also loved to play in the snow, and it was King of the Mountain. Yeah, do you remember that? I don't think they let kids play that anymore in school. But I loved the first snow when I was growing up, and I loved building forts, and I loved ice skating. I loved all about it. But when there were 2 or 3 good snowstorms, our parking lot at the school was shoveled and this big pile of snow formed. And then it was prime time for King of the Mountain. And my rule was, or as I thought, was that the first one who got to the top of the hill during our recess break would be the King of the Hill. And usually, or King of the Mountain, and usually it was at our the recess for our lunchtime, because that was a longer recess time. And so it always was either Steve Huberty or Rick Hardy that always made it to the top. But I decided on a day that I was going to get to the top of that mountain first. And so I raised my hand during lunch and I asked if I could go to the bathroom. And I'm kind of confessing to you too. And the lunch lady said, "Sure, that's fine." I never really asked to do that. And so I gathered all my things, my food and all. And truth be told, I didn't go to the bathroom or finish my lunch, but I snuck outside to get to the top of that hill, to be the King of the Mountain. And so about 5 minutes later, all of a sudden I see the door swing open and 2 boys, and of course it was Steve Huberty and Rick Hardy, were running to get to the top of the hill. And there I was. You could see their surprise, and they were not happy. And Steve said to me at the bottom of the hill, "Who made you king?" The same word, or the same question Pilate asked Jesus. Well, not exactly the same question, but "Are you the king of the Jews?" was really more like, "Who made you the king of the Jews?" Jesus answered the question with a question. Who told you I was a king? And then that began this word dance between kings and the truth. Pilate was more interested in the implication of a political title. And Jesus was more interested in humanity and the relationship of people and God. Many religious skeptics today ask a similar question like Pilate asked. Jesus, who made you the king of the world? Except they're not asking Jesus the question. They are asking us, followers, his followers. Why do you make Jesus your king? Jesus died because he loved us. He reigns now as king because of his great love. Great love, not power. The King of the Mountain game we played definitely was about power. Steve and Rick were not happy that I made it to the top of that hill first. So I had to work that much harder to prove myself and keep my position as king or queen. While I was at the top battling to be the most powerful, Margie Scahill, one of my best friends, was at the bottom of the hill. She never played the game. She would be there talking with those who didn't play the game or those who got hurt. If you ever played King of the Mountain on those icy hills, you got hurt. And there was blood sometimes, maybe why it's not in school anymore. Every once in a while, though, Margie, when she was socializing, she would sneak over the chain link fence and go over City Bakery and get day-old bakery, bought some, and brought it back, and whoever got injured, she would give them a donut. I don't know how she got away with it. Maybe she gave some to the teachers that are out for recess duty, but somehow she was able to do that. Margie shared this donut as a kind gesture to others. People wanted to know if I stayed at that top of that hill. I'd like to say that I did, but I'm afraid to say that I ended up with a donut with Margie. Margie had a huge heart for others, especially those who were struggling in life. She got along with everyone. She was not at the top of anything, but she stood by people's sides. She loved people for who they were. She was quick to forgive people. She was always a great listener. Margie would never say this of herself, but in many ways, Margie was the king of the mountain. She loved each of our classmates, even the ones that were not so lovable. And she did it from the bottom of the hill. She loved as Jesus taught us. I think that's a lot like it's like to be a Christian these days. The church in many ways is not at the top of the mountain. In many ways, it's at the sidelines. And not a priority for many people. There's many people. The church sometimes seems to be more at the bottom of the hill. And some say and want us to work hard to get back to the top, to be stronger and more powerful. But so much good ministry happens at the bottom of the hill and on the sidelines. A place where people have maybe pulled themselves out of the game or have been knocked down too many times. This is a place where ministry can happen. It's a place where there's great need for tender, loving care and a listening ear. Jesus is king because of love. So who made Jesus king? Love made him king. We look at this living cross, arms wide open. We see Christ's love. His love is a reason for our faith. We enter Advent next week with an attitude and hopefully a reflection of Christ's love, sharing Christ's love through our actions and words, shining as bright stars of Bethlehem in gratitude for the life that we have been given. Christ has his arms wide open, especially in those times times when we've been pushed down by the powers of this world and overshadowed with its darkness, Jesus picks us up, stands with us, especially when we are at the bottom of the hill. And for this, we say, thanks be to God. Amen.